Wes and I are divided. We're divided even on how we want to shoot some things today. On top of all the other things, right?
But we found unity because we're going to go do it.
So we're going to go do it. So here we are, New York City. First place we're going to hit up is what?
Times Square, baby.
Times Square, let's do it, man.
Let's get it.
Wes and I are in Times Square. We're going to go around and we're going to ask and poll some people on whether we think that our country is united or divided, and we're going to take it from there. We sort of have a set agenda, but as I mentioned before, I'm sort of excited to sort of ask foreigners their idea of what our country is, because I think it's going to be different than what Americans actually think.
I'm interested to hear how many people think we're united.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
we're going to find out.
We think we're divided. We'll see, though.
We're going to find out.
All right.
Hey, man, can I ask you a question?
What? Yeah.
I can? All right. My name is Wes, man. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. My name's Steven.
Good to meet you, Steven. Do you believe that we in America or even in the world are divided among each other?
I don't think so.
That's beautiful. So then we have unity?
I hope so.
I hope so too. What are some of the main differences right now that we need to accept among ourselves?
Ethnicity, language, and some behaviors.
His take was interesting. He believed that we are unified, which is such a different expectation here. Let's go talk to Josh. That guy believed that we're not divided.
Oh, really? The foreigner did?
Yeah. The 17-year-old kid from China believed we're not divided. He believes one of the things we can do is he wishes more people learned other languages because he's had to learn languages. And I thought that was brilliant.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I love that.
Because I think different parts of division come from different places, right? Yeah. There's this sort of pseudo-religious thing that happens that creates this hatred for LGBTQ and those sort of othering ideas. And a lot of the conversation, I think a lot of it is politicians being able to conflate their political arguments with moral arguments. So they make it sound like everything they're saying is moralistic, and because, I agree with you on this one thing that is purely moralistic, now that means I agree with you on all these other political monetary things, right?
Do you believe that faith is something that divides our country?
I don't think faith inherently divides our country. I think people utilize faith as a way to make bad faith arguments.
Woo! Yeah. That's fire. I think that one thing I learned from what we just did was when you walk outside, most people are nice to each other.
I agree.
That's beautiful.
That's a beautiful thing. That's one step towards unity.
So agreeing to disagree so far is true.
Yeah, agreed.
I think we should get out of Times Square.
And get out of a touristy area and maybe hit up some people on the side streets.
Like Central. Do you think that you are able to agree to disagree? I mean,
oh yeah, but I'm old. We've seen a lot. Yeah, we've seen a lot of, we've seen a lot of this. I grew up in the '60s, so we've seen a lot of this. So we can handle that type of a discussion. I think younger people have a harder time because they haven't lived through these times, so they don't know how to agree to disagree.
And so what are the action steps that we can take? I mean, as the younger generation, myself, what are the action steps we can take to make sure that we do have a strong perspective and are able to agree to disagree instead of fight with each other?
There's a magazine called Teaching Tolerance, and just reading on that, tolerating other people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times we just don't tolerate each other, and we just have never, a lot of people haven't learned how to do that.
We talk to respond, not to listen.
Yes, yeah. If you read the 4 agreements, you can't take things so
love
personal.
The 4 agreements.
You
right.
could say, you could believe in the craziest thing, and I should be able to say, okay, I respect your beliefs, but I still love you, or I still like you, or I don't have to say, oh, I don't like you because you feel that way. It's like
boundaries don't have to be predicated in hate.
Put yourself in really uncomfortable situations. I worked with an Arabic school in Brooklyn. Okay, so I went in there as me, the white blonde lady, monolingual, and just embraced it, and they embraced me, and it was just it felt so good to my heart.
Or maybe sometimes they'll tell me please, you're in America, speak English, and it's kind of weird. I can be here legally, and you are even excluded, like that. So there's you don't feel welcoming to be in here that much. Sometimes I even I am scared of like speaking Spanish with people, or like when someone hears speaking Spanish, because like the people around, I don't know, sometimes they like don't tell you right now, because maybe it's like more like people are trying to be more open-minded, like that's what they want to do, but they have like other values maybe, so they just like don't say you nothing, but it's like the same, you feel it, like you feel when someone is not happy that you are here.
Here's what I'm thinking, man. You know, we set out on this, and while I believe that our country's divided, I just think that what I'm learning is that just people are divided in general. That this is not necessarily just a national issue, it's a people issue. I'm learning from today, from talking to a lot of people from a lot of different countries, that I believe it to be an individual thing.
Yeah, and so we're in Central Park right now, wrapping up, talking to people about immigration, about division in this country, and getting some ideas that you know, we could have never thought of before we had the conversation. So we are headed to our next spot to learn more about what people believe in this country.